What is up YouTube, Unruly here, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over everything to expect in Apex Legends Season 21. That's right, we are going to do a breakdown of the Apex Legends official patch notes, all the different changes from Legends, to parts of the maps, to weapon changes, Legend abilities, and so much more to come in Apex Legends Season 20. And without further ado, let's get right into it. First, let's talk about the new Legend Alter coming to Apex Legends. And the first thing that I want to talk about with Alter is the fact that she is basically like a more sophisticated Wraith that we've been asking for since Wraith continues to get nerfed into the ground, I feel like, in all the Apex Legends updates. So Alter has the ability to go in and utilize the Void or portals. Her passive is a gift from the Rift that can remotely interact to a death box and claim one item in it, and it cannot be a shield core. So you can't armor swap using this passive ability, but you can grab batteries, you can grab grenades, ammo, and such. Our tactical, which is the portal ability, you can phase and create a portal through walls, floors, mountains, hills, rocks, anything within a 20-meter depth. You could literally just teleport right through it. And then our ultimate is a Void Nexus ability where you place down the device and it allows you within a 200-meter range to teleport back to or go through. It's like a super long portal teleports you right to it. And it is an ability that lasts up to 2 minutes, but there's also a perk that can keep it up longer. So honestly, until it gets destroyed by a zone or a player or something like that, you can constantly go back to this teleporting point and go back and forth with it until it's broken within a 200-meter range. That being said, here are her perks. She has a ultimate cooldown of 30 seconds, or Void Vision, which allows you to get a player scan and see health bars while exiting the tactical, which is her portal ability. And then the ultimate, which is the Eternal Nexus, which the Void Nexus no longer times out. So instead of a 2-minute timer, it no longer times out until it's destroyed by a player or the environment. And the Tactical Cooldown Plus reduces the tactical cooldown by 10 seconds. It was stated by a Respawn developer that the combination of the tactical cooldown plus the gold helmet on her will give you 100% uptime with your portals. So as soon as your portal fades away, you have another one available. That's pretty cool. So now that we have gotten the new Legend Alter out of the way, one of the biggest changes that I believe that's coming to the season is within the weapons, okay? And now they haven't really directly stated any changes for the Havoc this season. We are going to be met with a good old friend of ours called the Wingman. That's right, the Wingman is no longer going to be in the care package, and instead a variation of the Devotion is going in there, and the Wingman will return to ground loot, but without a sniper mag and no skull piercer. And here are the notes for that. So as I stated, the Wingman returns to the floor, the projectile size reduced to pre-care package values. That means the bullet size is smaller. Damage reduced to 45, it was 50, just like it was before. No skull piercer, hipfire accuracy is slightly reduced. Takes the boosted loader hop up, that's right, the boosted loader is going on the ground. There will be no skull piercer. No longer takes magazines either, just like I previously stated. The Devotion is a changed variation of the Devotion, which has a new reverse hipfire, sustained hipfire while tightening accuracy instead of widening. So just like Sheila for Rampart, the longer you shoot, the tighter the spread. Same thing here with the Devotion. Damage is increased to 16 instead of 15 per bullet. The mag size goes to 45 or 54, excuse me, instead of 48 at purple. Reserve ammo at 324, and empty reload time significantly reduced, so it reloads faster. Gold weapon orientation: the Nemesis, triple take, Peacekeeper, Prowler, and the Longbow DMR. And now this is a very good quality of life change that Respawn is bringing into the game, and it'll help off drop so much more. Guaranteed weapons out of loot bins. If you open a bin and you have no guns at all, and you will get a gun out of that bin. So off drop, you're guaranteed at least a low tier type of gun. So that means contesting POIs or high drops are going to be a lot easier, so there's no more dying because you didn't get a gun or anything like that. You will get a gun, you'll have a chance to fight for your life, and you'll make hot drops even crazier. With the Wingman coming back and no Skull Piercer, that means Skull Piercer is entirely removed from the game, so 3030 will not get one of those. The Charge Rifle, they are increasing or improving the ADS recoil with a charge rifle, so it probably won't kick up as much as I imagine. Longbow no longer gets a barrel stabilizer and no longer gets a skull pierce hop up. The recoil is significantly improved, which means it won't kick as much. Projectile gravity reduced and ADS in and out time reduced. So you'll be able to shoot it a lot faster, like in and out of ADS. Bullet travel and stuff like that is all affected. I would imagine it's similar or getting closer to the Sentinel in a sense. Triple Take now takes a boosted loader hop up. And along with the changes to all that, the digital threat is now removed from all guns. There will be no digi threat. And one more side quest, side item, amazing quality of life change is that you will not have to deal with a banner inspect animation when picking your teammates' banners up. This will also allow you to get into your teammates' death boxes faster in case you have to armor swap or pull loot out in the middle of a fight, which is something that I've really have not liked. I have died so many times going to grab my teammate's banner and trying to armor swap in the middle of a fight, and I'm just at a disadvantage simply because it's my teammate's box versus the enemy being able to get in there right away, and it's just so not fun. So that is another great change that I am excited for Season 21. As for other legend changes, Ash can now snare and the enemy while shooting her gun. That means no longer you putting your gun away and throwing your snare. You can shoot and throw your snare at the same exact time. And when you combine it with the perk allowing you to have 2 snares, you can really lock down your opponents and really do additional damage on top of the bullet damage you were already doing, which is really cool. Ballistic now has a new perk as well, and his sling weapon is upgraded as your armor goes. I believe that is how that goes. It's a tier 2 perk that's a slingshot weapon. It levels up with each upgrade selection. So as you go to blue, you upgrade your slingshot. As you go to purple, you upgrade your slingshot. Care package insight is changed to lasting bullets, which means the smart bullet duration in the world is tripled. So if you get hit by the smart dart, you are going to have a problem because you are on that weapon damage cooldown for so much longer than you already are. And I think Ballistic is already a strong legend in the sense of taking the ability to take your gun away from you. Apex Legends has always been a shoot first, ability second game for a long time. But all these new changes and all these different perk systems, I feel like abilities are coming first to guns. And now Legends have abilities to take those guns away. And it's just, like, at the end of the day, Apex Legends and Respawn has made a really good shooting game. And just to have an ability to take your gun away, which is the main point of the game, this really does suck. So I expect Ballistic to be extremely strong here in the next season. With Apex Legends Season 21 upheaval, Bloodhound is getting major nerfs and changes as well. The cooldown is now increased to 4 minutes instead of 3 minutes for Beast of the Hunt, and his upgrades to his tactical have been changed and removed. Knocks within the ult no longer increase the duration of Bloodhound's ultimate. And now the perks for the Taste of Blood increases from 50, it was 25, and there is new perk called the Long Hunt, which knocks extend Beast of the Hunt duration. So now naturally knocks do not extend the duration, you have to select a perk in order to do so. And you see those down below, the Taste of Blood and the cooldown changes along with the extended hunt and the tack cooldown. With the new season comes changes, entirely reworks for Catalyst. The Piercing Spikes is now on a 20-second cooldown instead of 25, and the Long Cast upgrade in the previous season is now baked into the kit, which means you have Tom Brady throwing goo. Dark Veil is now length is increased to 45 meters instead of 40, so it's a little bit longer, and upgrades where we removed the Long Cast and changed to a Long Veil, and the new Pharaoh Door, which fully rebuilds and reinforced missing doors with the passive. You are actually rebuilding the irregular doors in Apex and then reinforcing it. So it is a strong goo door, essentially. And you see the variables that change down below. The Sister Spikes is there, but instead of the Long Cast, you have the Long Veil. And instead of the Resilient Veil, you have the Feral Door, and the Long Veil changes. So basically, faster goo, further goo, more goo, longer goo. There's just so much goo involved with Catalyst. So seeing those changes creates a stronger defensive character, and I'm excited to see how she plays out in the new season. Caustic gets some reworks changes in. The gas goes from damage ramps up to from 4 to 10 maximum. Before it was 5 and then uncapped, so it would be like 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, and it would go on until you absolutely got smoked. Conduit gets some changes. Her Radiant Transfer can no longer target Revenants while in Forged Shadow. So Revenant ult is the only additional armor that he can get when activated. Conduit cannot help out and add an additional Overshield to that character. So you can't stack Overshield on Revenant, which is a really good change because Revenant was literally flying at you with already 300 HP between shield, ult, and HP on top of a Conduit queuing him. That has now toned him down a little bit, so you don't have literally someone playing the role of Thanos to delete you off the map. So that is very good. And then Revenant activates Shadow Forge. Any temporary shield generation ends immediately. So whatever shield Revenant has from the Radiant Transfer is capped. And Revenant will keep temporary shields generated before activating his ult. Changes to Conduit as well. Instead of counting batteries, because everyone defaulted to the bigger jammer, which increases the jammer size for her ult to 20% radius, or plus 20% radius, which means that all the jammers touched and created a wall that was preventing people from going through. Instead of just defaulting to that, now you have a chance of carrying extra bats instead of just reading the count. So that's cool. You can actually carry 3 batteries like you have a gold bag. They did not say if the gold bag stacks on that. So I don't know if you could get 4 or it just maxes out at 3. This is something that I would like to test or figure out here sometime soon if the bats stack between the perk and the bag itself. Because that'd be crazy if you could stack 4 bats. But I don't know about all that. Those are changes for Conduit. Season 21 brings an entire rework to Crypto as well, which means Neuralink, the network traffic upgrade, is now integrated into his kit, and the squad count banners is now visible anytime the drone is in a deployed state. So you don't have to sit in the drone and look at banners anymore for Crypto to know how many teams are in the area. You just throw the drone out and look at the banners themselves. So you don't have to be in the drone no more. Upgrades to level 2, the Tactical Ultimate cooldowns have been removed, network expansion has been moved to level 2, and the quick ping has been added to improve drone handling, faster access, and acceleration and deceleration as well. New upgrades, new satellite imagery drone, scan persists an additional 15 seconds, and the hackathon cut the drone cooldown in half, gain a speed boost anytime it uses ult and the drone is destroyed. So faster drone, longer scans, improved handling, longer ranges. Everything is just, hack is just on a new level this season. That drone is going to be super good. Crypto and Catalyst are not the only ones getting the reworks. Fuse is getting a whole new revamp himself. They're removing the Big Bang upgrades and adding the new Ringmaster, which allows him to gain ring consoles, which is insane because an Assault character like Bangalore and Fuse and Maggie and all them don't have any console or ring beacon scans. Now you are adding an aggressive firepower legend with the ability to find out where next zone is. The Scar Tissue, simplified and buff damage mitigation to remove lingering burn effects. So they're just improving the quality and take a flat 20 damage when crossing the mother load instead of 37, which is 50% of 75 over time. The Recklessness, fixed explosive damage mitigation not being applied onto the continuous knuckle cluster hits. That is all changed as well. So instead of the Big Bang where you're seeing the ordnance through death boxes, seeing grenades and bats through walls or boxes just is so useless. If you're going to see them, you're going to pick them up whether you want them or not, and you're going to jump into a death box and look for bats anyway. You don't need to see the count. You get in there, you get out, you take the bats no matter what. It just really shows no advantage. And then gaining access to the beam console, and you take 20 damage instead of 50%. Newcastle gets changes and revamps as well. The mobile shield animation speed is a little bit faster. Or, excuse me, it's increased. Castle Wall now has a new rework where it's basically a Watson gen off of the charge. Okay, so when throwing projectiles at the wall while it's in its charged state, the electric state, it zaps the grenades going in but not going out. That change is really, really strong. I've seen some of the footage of it. You guys are going to see. It's crazy. Along with the changes to the wall, you can no longer break wall pieces with projectiles. So no Maggie balls going in. It just deflects it. No Maggie Qs going in. No knuckle clusters. All of it's going to get mitigated, especially in the charged state. So Newcastle Wall is really, really strong and has a mix of a Watson ult as well. It's crazy to think about. Changes to Octane, they're essentially creating a more, they're adding on to the thick skin perk system where you can remove stim damage or get an extra launch pad, and then you have the choice of removing more damage or changing directions on a jump pad with a double jump perk. So you can either stack -5 damage to stim, total of -10, or you can change how you interact with your pads. This is interesting. I've heard a lot of feedback, and I believe that it forces Octane into one kind of how he's played in one direction. You either take the stim damage, or you change your pad, or you stack your stim damage, or just change the way you interact with your pad. Nothing really changes, and it's not really all that cool. Watson changes involve the falling stars will stop spawning arc stars when her squad is eliminated, and split circuit no longer reduces shield regen capacity. So you have two smaller weaker gens in the form of health, but the shield regen capability is all the same as before. Wraith has a small change where you can now see enemies in the void. It was a thing before, and now it wasn't, and now it is again. So I guess Wraith gets a small plus buff. Wraith mains we're still coping at this point because Respawn hates Wraith. With Legend changes out of the way, let's talk about new game modes and new things coming to Apex Legends, including solos. Solos was told that we were never going to get it again, but now we have got it in a new revamped state. 6 weeks of duos takeover as well. Solos will be 50 players. The second chance, you get respawn coins or respawn tokens that allows you to get back into the game after dying one time. And you get a battle sense perk, which the HUD indicates where enemies are within a proximity of 50 meters. You get auto heals, which health regenerates out of combat, and auto heal starts after each kill. So you kind of get like a siphon effect like people have seen in previous BRs like Fortnite. There's additional adjustments to the loot pool, circle sizes, and round times accommodate to solo play. Along with the solos takeover, Lockdown is adding to Mixtape in Season 21. Maps that include Zoo Station and Monument. If you remember those, it's basically like the Hardpoint or rotating King of the Hill kind of mode, where you have to capture a certain point, and then it moves. You get points on the board. Teams can contest and fight over them. Multiple spawn points spawn. You guys have played that and trialed that game mode for a bit. It has been confirmed that all players' ranks will be reset again this season as well, so a hard reset instead of a soft reset. Map rotation will be Broken Moon, Kings Canyon, and World's Edge. PC optimization is coming, including changes to the amount of details you see on the map and buildings. And Respawn is adding a new additional layer to the easy anti-cheat as well. So thankfully, we are getting some more help when it comes to battling the cheaters. I saw a statistic that like 60% of cheaters in Masters and Predator have been removed manually. So while they are adjusting and working on the anti-cheat system itself, there are developers who are working around the clock to try to clear out these cheaters manually, and it's just really sad to see that so many people are cheating. Like, instead of putting in the time to get good, you spend that time ruining the game for others and the chance of losing out on the money from the cosmetics you buy on these accounts because you are a little whiny baby and you cheat in video games. And free-to-play video games at that. Like, seriously, you guys are losers. I mean that. And while we are on the topic of cosmetics, the new artifacts and Qatar skins, themes, death boxes, effects, and all are coming into the new season. If you guys haven't already seen all the different changes, they are coming. Different blades, different effects, different colors, different death boxes even are all coming in with the new Qatar. If you already own the Qatar from the previous collection event, you do not have to get the base skins all over again. You can restart, or I should say, continue on from those stages to unlock additional colors and customization as well. Those will be done with using artifact shards, which are just like heirloom shards you can use to get different heirlooms, but the artifact shards involve different effects and changes to the Qatar itself. So those of you who already have the Qatar, you guys are in for a good treat. Those who want to get the Qatar and purchase all the artifact shards, you can purchase artifact shards separately. Unlike heirloom shards, you have to pull from packs. You can purchase the artifact shards and then work on changing and upgrading your Qatar to the wanted effects and styles that you like. Me personally, I'm a huge fan of the Molten Guitar, the Red Doom Blade, and everything else just looks super, super cool. Although the purple effect looks really, really nice also. Do I see myself purchasing these anytime soon? No, but they are really, really nice, and for those who can do so, please enjoy. And that'll be my breakdown of the patch notes and changes to Apex Legends Season 21. I hope I was able to clarify some things for you guys, and let me know in the comments down below what you are excited about the next season. Me personally, I'm so glad some of these changes are coming to the maps, especially to Broken Moon. Those map changes are going to be very, very nice. We no longer have to deal with Promenade and stuff like that, so that'll be nice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Pain, death, nothing phases me.